here. I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll go to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tagging out. And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there tonight? Hey, we missed y'all. We missed y'all so much. I'm telling you right now, man, I was so excited to get on today because we missed y'all last Monday. But we missed y'all last Monday for a reason. You know what happened? The Celtics lost. And they put me on delay with that mess that happened on Monday. But we came back and did what we had to do. That Wednesday or that Tuesday or that Thursday, whenever we played again, we did what we had to do. Okay. I'm just going over my notes right now. First and foremost, before we go on, I want to give a shout out prayer to my boy Calvin Cobb, a very close friend of mine. He's in the hospital and he has going through some complications right now, and we're praying for him that he comes out of it, but for a healthy mind and a healthy heart. So we just want to let him know that we're praying for him and that we always got him on our minds. Me and Calvin go back a long ways. So he's a Sixer fan. I'm a Celtic fan. He's an Eagle fan. I'm a Rams fan. He's a Philly fan. I'm a Dodger fan. So you can only imagine what our conversation was at lunchtime. Now he's an upperclassman. He's upperclassman. I think he's 2 years in front of me. And when we really got close, man, is when I went out for the bet. When I made the basketball team my 9th grade year my 10th grade year, because that's when I was on JVs and he was on varsity. And we became really close at that point in time. And we sit and talk sports all the time. At lunchtime, that's all we did with talk sports. And the girls were like, "Don't y'all got anything else better to do than talk about sports?" We're like, "Yeah, but y'all want to talk about what we want to talk about, so we're going to talk about sports and more sports." So, again, my boy Calvin, we're praying for you, hoping that you get through whatever you're going through with flying colors. And again, come out better than you ever was before. To the family, we're keeping you in prayer, and just want them to get better. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, let's talk about little MLB. Cause somebody ain't happy with the MLB, but they said they don't care about it until the playoffs start. But if you don't make the playoffs, then why should you care? All right, so he gonna start off.
I said that. After the All-Star break is automatic.
I'm gonna start off with the American League East. The Tampa Bay Rays are 28-7. They're 19-3 at home, 9-4 on the road. They're 1-1 game. They're 8-2 in the last 10. The surprising Baltimore Orioles, I'm not gonna say surprising because they started playing good baseball last year. Baltimore Orioles are 22-12, 5.5 games out of first place, 9-4 at home, 13-8 on the road. 13-8 being on the road is a good thing for them because they're showing that they're playing up to the pressure that they're getting from other teams. But they've lost 2 in a row, 6-4 in the last 10. And of course, you know, I got to talk about the hated Yankees. They in last place. They don't have a worse record in the majors in the American League right now, but they're got a winning record. Let's say they got a winning record. They're 18-17, 10 games out of first place, 11-8 at home, 7-9 on the road. Got some guys injured. So that's, you know, that could cause some chaos on the team. No concern. I think it's still early for them. They're 11-1. I mean, they lost one game and they're 4-6 in the last 10. Just trying to figure out why is this not showing up on well, we're not on television. None of it's a 5-minute delay, but we should be on by now. Anyways, Central Division, you got the Minnesota Twins with 19-16. They lost 2 games. They're 5 in the last 10. You got the Cleveland Guardians 16-18. They're 2.5 games out of first place, and they're 1-2 in the game. They won 2 in a row, and they're 5 in the last 10. What's weird about this, though, guys, is in the Central Division, the Minnesota Twins are plus 26. Everybody else is a minus something. And going back to that, in the East, every team in the East they're a plus something. The Yankees are only plus 3, and everything else is 20, 25, 25, 20, 29, 19, and 115. So that means they're scoring a lot of runs. In the Central Division, the Minnesota Twins are plus 26. Everybody else is minus 18, minus 41, minus 54. Kansas City Royals are minus 66. Next up, you got in the West. In the West, you have the Texas Rangers who are 20-13. They're 1-2 in a row. They're 6-4 in the last 10. You got the Los Angeles Angels who are 19-16. They're 2 games behind. They lost 2. They're 6-4 in the last 10. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just remember this. The Los Angeles Angels they're playing for a reason. Because Shotani said, I want to test free agency. You guys got to remember, he's never tested free agency before. The Los Angeles Angels got the bid for him to bring him to Los Angeles as an Angel at the time. Okay, you got the Houston Astros at 17-17. They got a lot of guys hurt. They lost 2 in a row. They're 4-6 in the last 10. National League, my boy Dana, who's not on yet. The Atlanta Braves are 24-11. They're plus 56, 1-2 in a row. They're 7-3 in the last 10. Everybody else in that division is negative 10, 56, 29, 27. Phillies are 16-19. Somebody told me that the Phillies gonna make a run like they did last year. You don't do that 2 years in a row. You don't start off that way because that's hard to gain leverage going into play into June. So I don't foresee that happening. You got your Pittsburgh Pirates who are 20-15, which is playing excellent baseball right now. They're probably one of the most surprised teams right now in the league at 20-15. They're plus 18. They're plus 18. But they lost 7 in a row.
Yeah.
7 in the last 10.
Yeah.
That's crazy right there. That's crazy. Wow. And then you got the Milwaukee Brewers who are 19-15. Won 1 game. They're 4-6 in the last 10. Is the Pittsburgh Pirates coming back down to earth? Is that the question that need to be had? Out west, you got my Los Angeles Dodgers. Surprising Los Angeles Dodgers at 21-14. They're 12-6 at home, 9-8 on the road. Plus 43, 1-2 in a row. They're 8-2 in the last 10. Now I'm gonna say this about the Dodgers. I watched the Dodgers play the Padres. Padres hammered them 1 game. The Dodgers won both games, won the next 2 games. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that's probably the best rivalry right now going on because nobody likes nobody, but they do respect each other. You know what I'm saying? They just don't like each other, and I ain't mad at them for it. The Padres got a really exciting team in my eyes. They got an up and coming team. Now, where they get to, I don't know, because they're in third place right now. You know what I'm saying? So even the season were to start right now, they wouldn't even be the wild card team, which is crazy. So that's where we're at with that right there with baseball. Waiting on Dana. Don't know what Dana is. Waiting on Mr. Davidson. Don't know where he's at. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna move on to our Black History moment. I let Mo go first. I think Mo, you went first last week.
We weren't on last week.
Well, week before last.
I don't remember.
I'll give you the honors to go first today, then, brother.
All right, no problem.
All right, so I'm going to talk about Paul Robeson. Paul Robeson was not just an athlete. He was also an activist and also an amazing singer. So he was known for his bass baritone concert voice, where he went on to have so many different albums and so many different great songs that he published. He was born in 1898, passed away January 23rd, 1976. But he played on an academic scholarship at Rutgers College. Of course, Rutgers is in New Jersey, so it's in the north, back in 1915. Yes, 1915. None of us we even thought about in 1915. So with that, he also he became a consensus All-American for 2 years in football as an end, which eventually became a tight end. Some people actually said he was the best tight end there ever was that actually lived, even better than Ditka, because they saw Ditka and they said Paul Robeson was better. But he never really wanted to play football. He really wanted to work on education. He also wanted to work on being a singer. Those were his loves. So with that, he also was an international man because he felt like African Americans were not treated well. So that was another reason why he didn't feel like he really wanted to be in the U.S., and actually immigrated to London and spent most of his time out there recording songs under the British with British artists out there because they treated Black people better in London than they did here in the U.S. So between 1925 and 1961, he actually recorded and released 276 songs. One of the major songs that he released was "Steal Away." So I don't know you people who might not be as religious as others, but I remember "Steal Away, Steal Away, Steal Away." Okay, I ain't gonna sing it for y'all. I don't want y'all to fall in love with the voice. I ain't trying to get that tonight. Okay, Kev Dix ain't even looking at me, so that means he ain't even playing with me today. But seriously though, the most important thing that you can take away from this is a guy who had all the talent in the world to play football who didn't want to play football. So it was more about activism. It was more about actually bringing light to all the injustices that were done to African Americans at that time period, while also still playing football to make ends meet because he used to play for money. He actually played in the predecessor to the NFL. He was in, I guess it was the NFL, when he was playing for the Akron Pros, which was a pro team in the 1920s out there before most of the NFL teams were created. So the one thing I really like about him, though, is when people think about Paul Robeson, they don't think about how good of a football player he was. He was amazing. Some say the best end that ever played. So, but at the same time, he was a great man because I remember him from all of his singing that I heard about and all the great things that he did for the Black community. So on that note, Dana, where your African-American moment, bruh? Where you at? Stop hiding from me, bruh. You need to bring it. We're going to have to do like some things where I go head to head versus Dana, and I win by default because he ain't going to show up.
My co-host is something else. I'll tell you. I just got a text message that said, I'll be late. Got a lot of supplies that came in. And I guess with everything going on in the world, he works with it's kind of like a emergency central team, giving out supplies for places. Like I know there was like a flood area or a tornado, something going on in the world out west that way. So he might be helping out with that situation.
And people that listen to us, I love Dana to death. I love messing with Dana. I love messing with Dana because he a hater. And I hate haters.
And I hate haters. How old? When was Robeson born again?
1898. Born 1898.
Born
1898.
1976.
1976.
You want to check my facts?
You want to check my facts? Is that what it is?
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure out how old he was. You said 1898.
He was 77.
He was 77
when he died. He was born April.
When he died, he was born April.
He died January
23rd.
23rd.
He died January 23rd.
1898. I'm thinking 1800s. So I'm thinking 1898. That's the end of the 1800s. So okay, I got you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tough stuff. That's really tough stuff right there. What I got for you guys is I dig deep in my bag. Mo, I went deep in my bag. I went deep in my bag. My Black History bag. I went so deep in my Black History bag. When I put my hand down there, it was so deep I couldn't even see it. That's how black it was. That's how deep it was. I couldn't even see my hand. So I was trying to pull.
You want to see before black? You want to see before black?
Yeah, this is before.
I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all.
You was so dark it was
one. It was 1 week 7 on.
It was so black. It was grateful purple, grateful, blacker purple. William Carney became the first Black American awarded the Medal of Honor. You guys may recognize some of the stuff I'm about to tell you. If you are into Black history like I am, you can relate to this what I'm about to read to you because they made it into a movie. Recognized for heroically protecting the American flag during the Civil War, Army Sergeant William Harvey Carney received the Medal of Honor, the nation's highest medal decorations, on May 23rd, 1900. The first Black American service member to be given the award. Carney was born into slavery in 1840 in Virginia. His family relocated to Massachusetts. Reports vary on whether they were freed or escaped in 1963. I'm gonna say they escaped because it feels better being escaped than it does to be saying they was free, because when you escape back in 1863, that meant something. That meant you got away. You slithered through the swamps and all kinds. I wonder what part of Virginia they came from, though. Carney joined the Union Army as part of the 54th Massachusetts Voluntary Regiment, the first Black regiment from the North to serve in the war. And you know, Mo, this is the part that really gets me, is every time we talk about some Black history, and people tell me that the state of Massachusetts is prejudiced. Why is a lot of Black stuff was established in that state, but they were supposed to be prejudiced? I'm trying to gather my thoughts on all of this because it just ain't making a lot of sense to me. The person I talked about last week owned land in Massachusetts. It's just a coincidence. This is a coincidence, not a coincidence, but when I go back and I read and I go back and look through what I'm looking through to find what I need to find to come on the show and to talk about what I want to talk about, and this pops up, it just says to me, people don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's all I got to say about that right there. Hey, but anyway, get back. I can get back at you. I can get back at you. Guess where Paul Robeson died? Where?
Philly.
That's where everything dies.
That's where everything dies. Philly.
I hate Philly. I think I hate Philly more than I hate Dayton.
Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness.
We need to have a Philly fan call in to just joke so I can joke about Philly. That's why they don't call in. Because they know I'm gonna hit them Rocky, they got nothing to say.
Oh my Lord. I was on my soapbox, you knocked me off right now. Oh man, okay. I had a strong inclination to prepare myself for the ministry. When the country called for all persons, I could be best served. I could best serve my God by serving my country and my oppressed brothers. Carney wrote in 1863. The sequel is short. I enlisted for the war. It was during his unit's first major battle that KYRIE saw the flag bearer get hit by the bullets and rushed to catch the flag from him before it hit the ground. Despite suffering several serious gunshot wounds himself, KYRIE kept the symbol of the Union held high as he crawled up the hill to the walls of Fort Wagner, urging the fellow troops to follow him. According to the United States Army, he planted the flag in the sand at the base of the fort and held it upright until his near lifeless body was rescued. The North went on to win the battle, inspired by KYRIE's actions. His injuries resulted in an honorable discharge and returned to Massachusetts, where he worked for postal service and as a messenger at the Massachusetts State House. Now, if anybody don't know what this relates to, if you ever watched Glory, this is where that relates to. Now, I don't know if Denzel Washington was KYRIE or not, because in the movie, KYRIE gets killed. I mean, in the movie, Denzel Washington gets killed. So I don't know if KYRIE was that dude. But if you go back and listen to that, if you go back and watch the movie, you'll say to yourself, oh, this makes sense. Now all this makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I can relate to it because I watched that movie and I watch it over and over and over and over and over again. And the best part of the movie I like when they all around campfires, they know they're getting to go into battle and they start singing, Lord, 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 Lord. And Denzel Wilson gets up and says, I ain't got many friends. He said, but the 54th, y'all my family. And I'll do whatever I gotta do for 54th. And a tear just rolled down his eyes. Priceless. Priceless, ladies and gentlemen. That's priceless. But again, man, when they tell us we can't do something, that's all you gotta do. Tell me, say you can't do that. What you mean I can't do it? Are you gonna give me the opportunity to try? If they say, yeah, oh, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done just for fun because you tell us that we can't do it. But anyways, that's my Black History moment. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Mo, let's get ready to talk about some sports.
Let's do it.
So,
let's do it.
Lamar Jackson. Everybody underneath the sun, but me, I think. I don't know about you, Mo. I know you didn't want to go. I know you didn't want to go back to Baltimore. But you know, I'm a Cleveland Brown fan, and I'm saying if you want to be the best, you gotta beat the best. And bring it on, brother. Bring it on. But my man got the bag. And you know what? I'm tired of people saying he could have got more money if he got an agent. No, he couldn't have. He got what he felt he was worth. He got what Baltimore thought he was worth. He got more than Deshaun Watson, which everybody said he wasn't going to get. Even the owner said he wasn't going to get. But you know what, though? I think the city of Baltimore got behind this guy. The people of Baltimore got behind the guy. The mayor from Baltimore got behind the guy. The governor of Baltimore got behind this guy. And basically like, look, y'all need to sign this dude, man. He does so much for the community here. You need to sign him to this contract. Now, did he eat up a whole lot of money? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And it's gonna come back and haunt him at some point in time. Now I read his contract, right? And this is where he hit him over the head, Mo. He got no trade clause, no franchise clause. All of that's in the contract. So when his 5 years is up, they can't franchise him again. He gets an opportunity to go to the team he wants to go. Yo, does Deshaun Watson got that in his contract? I don't think so. Do Kyler Murray got that in his contract? I don't think so. Does Russell Wilson got that in his contract? I don't think so. Does Aaron Rodgers, who else signed a contract just recently? Do any of them got that in their contract?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes? I don't think so. So tell me again why he needed an agent. Because the mom got him the bag, and the 3% or the 6% the agent got, he didn't get it. Mama got the bag, and it's in the bank. I think it's what y'all got down in Baltimore, M&T or TMN or what's the bank you got down there? What's the name of the bank down there?
I go to PNC Bank.
I go to PNC Bank. You know where that's from?
I don't trust Baltimore money.
I don't trust Baltimore money.
We got M&T.
We got M&T.
That's the M&T Bank Stadium.
The M&T Bank Stadium.
I don't know if it's still called that.
I don't know if it's still called that.
So my thing is like, yo, come on, people. Give his mom some credit. You know what I'm saying? He was patient. He got what he wanted to get where he wanted to be. And what surprised me was he said, Mo, he said, I never was interested in going anywhere else. But I had to put it out there to put the pressure on them to give me what I wanted to get. There's other teams that came at me, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm staying right here. I think the Odell Beckham signing kind of eased his tension a little bit to want to be there. But let me ask you a question, Mo. How much of Jalen Hurts' contract helped him to get his contract?
I think it helped Baltimore.
I think it helped Baltimore more than it helped him.
The reason being is because he didn't get all guaranteed money. Deshaun still has more guaranteed money.
More guaranteed money than both of them.
Because Deshaun got his full contract.
Contract 230.
I think Lamar got 168.
168.
But he make it 52.
But he make it 52 per year.
You know, Deshaun just gave some of his back though.
Did he give it to the cause?
He gave it to the cause.
To be the boss.
So he can get more massages.
Yeah, you better leave my boy alone. You better leave my boy alone.
Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
So looking at the contract here, it says the agreement is worth $260 million, sources told ESPN, making Jackson the highest paid player in the league at $52 million per year, including $185 million guaranteed money, sources says, which makes him the highest paid quarterback in the league right now. But this is how I broke it down, though. It says, terms of Lamar Jackson's new contract with the Baltimore Ravens was revealed on Thursday, and the deal has some interesting clauses in it. And I didn't know what the clauses was, so I didn't read it to the day. But I was like, yo, this dude is bad. Both no trade clause and no tag clause. The no tag clause means Jackson would have the power to select and approve his destination if the Ravens ever wanted to trade him. The no tag clause means that after Jackson's 5 years extension expires, the Ravens would not be able to retain him through free agency tag. The clause means that Jackson will dedicate where he plays. Excuse me. He would dictate where he plays for the next several seasons, and also means the Ravens won't be able to keep him against his wishes via tag. The deal is for $260 million over 5 years. He's getting $72 million signing bonus, which is a record amount. His $52 million average annual value is also higher than anyone else in the league, which also means his contract will take up a higher percentage of the salary cap than any other player. That's the issue I have right there. I don't hear anything else about can they get some money back at some point in time? Is he will he be willing to take a pay cut to bring some players in or not? So I think they might be trying to go all in right now. I don't know if they're ready to go all in right now. But it says here, Ravens general manager Eric DeCosta wouldn't say how much Hurts' deal impacted the one with Jackson. He estimated that the Ravens have given Jackson 5 to 6 different proposals over the past couple of years. Jackson turned a franchise that had missed the playoffs for 3 straight seasons into a win. Again, his career record is 45-16, 7.38 in the 4th best at starting quarterbacks to debate in the Super Bowl era. In 2019, his full season as a starter, Jackson became the second ununanimous selection of MVP. He led the NFL in touchdown passes, 36, and set the league's record for the most rushing yards by a quarterback, 1,206 yards. But Jackson's performance has been mirrored by injuries and uneven play recently over the past 2 seasons. He threw for 33 touchdowns with 20 interceptions and missed a total of 11 games, including a 24-17 playoff loss to Cincinnati Bengals. All of 8 of the all-season suddenly changes Tuesday night. DeCosta, check this out though. Check this part out, Mo. You didn't know this for him. DeCosta, who's a big Celtic fan, was agony over Trae Young game-winning 3-pointer shot and lifted Atlanta Hawks over the Boston Celtics in Game 5. When he got a text from Jackson, I think we can get a deal done, Jackson wrote. DeCosta replied, Lamar, you just saved my night. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, anybody that says that mama don't know what she's doing, mama cooking. And she cooking with grease. And that grease is popping. And they're frying that fish. And that grease in that pot is hot enough to fry some catfish, some regular fish, whatever kind of fish he want to eat right now. He eating good. You know what I'm saying? Mo, anything else you got?
I'm loving it because they got
to break up that defense.
But I am scared. They're gonna have to break up that defense. So they're gonna lose Patrick Queen. That's why they already got rid of Calais. So the defense is gonna take a step back. Focus more on offense. So they're trying to actually follow. What City and give him some weapons. So that's why they got the first round receiver. Flowers from Boston. That's why they brought in OBJ. That's why they ain't gonna try and stay healthy by actually not giving him so much work. I like their offense. I mean, the offensive line. That's why he got hurt.
And now I'm gonna read this part to you about what the GM said. Ravens GM admits to an error with the Lamar Jackson. So when he says it's an error, what do you think the error he might be talking about, Mo?
Not surrounding him.
Okay, that would be correct. Baltimore Ravens general manager Eric DeCosta is only up to his folly. On a conference call with the reporters the week, DeCosta admitted to an error regarding the star quarterback Lamar Jackson. He said that he has failed to maximize Jackson's talent by surrounding him with a quality wide receiver. 5 years later, you were starting to realize this now. Why is nobody coming to Baltimore on the offensive side of the ball? Okay. We want to maximize Lamar's ability, stated DeCosta. I'm probably done a poor job. You probably done a poor job? You did do a poor job, okay, at doing that over the last couple of years. In some ways, by not having more receivers surrounding him. And we love the guy we have. But in terms of building the best possible offense, that's a factor too. Here's the full clip. Indeed, Jackson's cast of receivers have been lacking over the past several years, not counting Mark Andrews, who is a tight end. Since Jackson's 2018 rookie season, the Ravens has only had one 1,000-yard wide receiver, Marquise Hollywood Brown, who had 1,008 yards receiving yards in 2021.
And then
trivia question right here. And they traded him for a first-round pick. And here's a trivia question I asked 2 weeks ago. Baltimore has not had a single receiver make the Pro Bowl over the span either. Duvernay, who can play wide receiver, has earned the Pro Bowl honors in the last 2 straight seasons, but as a return specialist. Duvernay. That's his name, Duvernay. So, see, again, ladies and gentlemen, that was a trivia question that just popped out of nowhere that I had. I did my homework. A friend gave it to me, though. I ain't gonna take all the credit. My friend gave it to me. I don't know why we're not on TV today, man. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. Gotta get
Photogenic today.
So anything you got, my man, for my man Lamar? Anything else?
All I gotta say is,
It happens to you. That happens to the team after they signed Joe Flacco.
What was that? They sucked because they had already won a Super Bowl and they couldn't pay anybody else, so they had to let everybody else go. But this time they didn't win a Super Bowl, so it's even better for me in Baltimore, being a Steeler fan, if Baltimore and Philly both suck. But Philly doesn't suck. That's the problem.
So let me ask you a question. We're gonna get off the beaten path for a minute. So why do NFL teams do that? Why do they give the quarterback all this money, knowing that that's gonna deplete the defense, or deplete the special teams, or deplete the special the skill players? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because let's think about this for a minute. Lamar's been in Baltimore, what, 5 years? And he has not had one wide receiver that's made the Pro Bowl at all. You know what I'm saying? But you look at Patrick Mahomes, he won a Super Bowl and they gave him all this money. Matt Stafford won a Super Bowl, gave him all this money. Jalen Hurts went to Super Bowl, gave him all this money. Kyler Murray, I don't know what the hell they was doing about giving him money, because they should have kept that money. Anytime you play PlayStation and don't look at the playbook, and I got a problem with that right there. Simple as that. Murray, I ain't throwing the smoke your way, bro. But you know what? If you want to beat a man, you gotta beat the man. And you want to beat the man, you gotta read up on the man. And by reading up on the man, that means you open up your playbook, look at the plays, the defense that they're running, and don't react to it, but be prepared for it when they do something you ain't supposed to be doing. That's all I'm saying. But I mean, it's not making any sense to me, because, you know, I'm not saying Baltimore's not ready right now. They could be. I mean, the defense they got is a good defense. Offense, the whole thing with Baltimore is everybody got to stay healthy for them to have a great season. And that has always been the problem with them in the last couple of years. Everybody's been hurt. Everybody can't stay healthy. And again, now you don't but now you surround him by, you got a wide receiver first round. You got your boy Odell Beckham there. You got Mark Andrews. And then you don't know what you're gonna get at running back, because them guys can't stay healthy either. But I can almost guarantee you that the running back's gonna be healthy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a backup tight end behind Andrews that's gonna be good. You know. So do you think Baltimore's do you think they're really all in right now as far as trying to win the Super Bowl? Or get to the Super Bowl?
I think the biggest thing is
they had to have the Rams.
Rams had one season that they put it together and they won a Super Bowl because they got the quarterback that you needed. And you ain't winning without a quarterback. You need to do who named the AFC Pro Bowl quarterbacks last year. I bet you nobody remember Tyler Huntley actually made it because everybody was hurt. So, and when you think about Tyler Huntley, all you think about is how many games they lost because Lamar wasn't playing. So that's why you paid a quarterback. Back to your original question. You got to have a quarterback to win in this league. It just proves it. Y'all got a quarterback, but y'all still can't win. So, my bad.
You don't even have a quarterback on your team.
We still
had a winning record.
You're gonna have a running back be your quarterback, because your quarterback ain't even a quarterback. He's just somebody that dressed up like a quarterback.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay.
Don't be hating on little hands.
Anyway, so the opening odds NFL win total odds. They're at Baltimore. At 8.5 wins. And then they got Cincinnati at 11.5 wins. So do Baltimore Wow.
They got Pittsburgh at 8.5 too, right?
They got Pittsburgh at 8.5.
What they got Cleveland at?
They got Cleveland at 8.5. So basically, if they go 8.5 and they go plus or minus, so that could be 10 up or 6 down. You know what I'm saying? But what they're trying to say is that division is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to win, because everybody got a good quarterback in that league except for Pittsburgh. He's unproven right now.
Got a rookie. He's a rookie no more. He's still 9-8.
He in a rookie no more. They didn't go 9-8 because of him. They went 9-8 because they got a good defense. Let's keep it real now. Let's keep it real.
He's gonna get better.
He's gonna get better next year.
And we had a great draft. We had to talk about the draft.
We get ready to hit on it. We gonna hit on. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my question to you guys out there that's listening or watching the show. Why do you pay a quarterback all that money when you know 1 year or 2 years down the line that's gonna hurt your cap? And if your cap going to be hurt, it's going to hurt you in ways that you're going to have to get rid of players that you want to keep, but you can't afford them. And this is, I don't know, the cap in the NFL is kind of funny. I really think they should go to a hard cap for real. I think that if you go to a hard cap, that balances out the league in a sense, and you can't go over that. And that means you got some players that's going to leave and go somewhere else. Hey, Mo, you see my Bernie Kosar jersey up there?
Yeah, it was
I thought you saw it. And you see the Dodger jersey right next to it? You see the Dodger jersey?
Kind of looks like Cowboys.
And the jersey next to it is a Celtics jersey. You can't really tell what it is, but it's when we won the finals, with the only five that have never lost a playoff game in NBA history. That's going to be a trivia question, people. Get ready for it. The only five that never lost a playoff series in the NBA was Rondo, Perkins, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. The truth, the ticket. Yeah, they never lost a playoff series. That five. Yeah. So anyway.
Too bad KG was hurt.
That's like, man, yeah, because they, like Bill said, he said, you coming here, y'all gonna win at least 2 or 3 in a row. If his knee would have been messed up, we'd have pounded the LA that second year. The pounding them third year, if Perkins when it got hurt, they that's all they see. They get lucky like that. Our injuries kill us to the point where we can't win. And we get the injuries the wrong time, man. When Perkins got hurt and we had that game set, I was like, man, I don't think we're going to win that game. And they shot 35 free throws. We shot 11. Yeah, we were supposed to win.
They had 11 point lead going into the fourth.
And they shot like
retired.
Retired.
Great. What's the color? Dr. Let us go. Same thing he gonna do to Philly this year.
But Rondo said they didn't win it. He said, how do you say it?
They didn't win it. We lost it.
Yeah, he said they didn't win it. We lost it. Mm-hmm. He also said we don't put up Eastern Conference titles. We put up championship banners. But anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about here. So, HBCUs, football players. We only had one draft in NFL, which is this disgrace. Mo, the dude's name is Isaiah Bowden. Drafted by the New England Patriots, which is in what state?
Massachusetts.
Ain't that something? Mo, just off the top of your head, you know what he runs in the 40? 4.31. So he was smoking. I ain't talking about smoking no weed. I'm talking about he left some rubber. He let the rubber meet the road, and he tore that rubber up. And you know, the funny thing about it is, Mo, when I was looking this up, right, I said, let me look and see what he ran in the 40. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what they came up with. Like Deion says, former Jackson State coach Deion Sanders no longer leads the HBCU program, but he still advocate for the players' historically black institutions. HBCU players during the draft, only the Patriots use a draft pick on a player from an HBCU school, taking a former Jackson State corner, Isaiah Bowden, at number 245, running a 4.31. Other hand, it seems the teams are devoting significant resources to scouting HBCU schools and players who will be able to make reliable projections when comparing players from so many different schools at once. Opportunity comes as a free agent. Now, the only thing about opportunity coming as a free agent is you can sign with whoever you can sign with the team you like. But the thing about it is, Mo, how do you know? I would like to talk to somebody. So what happens as a free agent? They go to you and say, hey, your agent said, hey, man, there's like 5 teams want you. They say, oh, I'm going to the team I like. I'm going to the Los Angeles Rams. Is that how that works? I don't know.
Well, it depends. After the draft, what happens is there's a team that of their guys, usually not the GM, assistant GM, but usually scouts and people that call players that they're interested in bringing into camp. And they'll offer them a certain amount of money to sign on to actually come to camp with them. So some of the best guys that didn't get drafted wait until they hear multiple offers. Some guys, you might get only 1 or 2 offers. So, and what they do is when they talk to you and you don't, you either don't answer or you say, let me think about it, they cross you off the list and they keep going down the list because they want to have so many people, so many camp bodies, they don't have time to wait. So, but they also, some of them start negotiating this probably in the middle of the 7th round because they know who might not be getting drafted, or say for instance they've already used their picks for that time period. Then they're also trying to secure guys who aren't going to get drafted. So it's just a whole what do they call it? Round robin. It's round robin where it's so fast. You might get this team on this line that's saying we'll give you 50,000 to come to camp. This team offering you 40, 30. You might take the 30 if it's a better chance to actually make the team than just getting the money and knowing you have no shot because they're just looking for another camp body, like especially a quarterback. So because most bring in 4, but if you have a chance for somebody like Pittsburgh only has 2, you want to go to Pittsburgh because they usually keep 3 quarterbacks. So.
Yeah, because the 2 they got ain't that good anyway, so they got to bring in a 3rd and a 4th quarterback. I'm just saying.
You can be mean. I choose love today. Paul Robeson. I choose steal away.
So, ladies and gentlemen, again, my thing with the HBCUs is, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I want to talk about them next week on the ones that were free agents that didn't get drafted that became a free agents, and the list is long. And I got a problem with that. I really do, because I guarantee you most of the guys that's on that list, and I'm gonna go look some of them up. I might look up 1 out of every 4. And I guarantee you they run like a 4.3, a 4.1, a 4.31, a 4.30, a 4.29, something like that. I guarantee you they got the speed to burn. They just some kind of reason they say you just ain't got the skills to play the game or the IQ yet, and they want to teach you with the IQ part of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's move on. Mo, look like it's just gonna be me and you tonight. Okay. So
I'm sorry for you, bro.
I'm not waiting no longer. So you have your players that you feel like is going to make who's going to break records this year? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So for and this is for NFL players that we feel that can break a record this year going forward. We're gonna do this every year because we did last year, and nobody came close to nothing. I think Justin Herbert was the only one that came close to doing something. That might have been interceptions. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But we're gonna start off with the most reception yards. I have Justin Jefferson because they got rid of Adam Thielen, and I don't know who they brought in, but he's gonna be the prime target for that team to get up and down that field. The record for that right now, we have it as Calvin Johnson. He has 1,600. He has 1,964 yards. He did it in 2012. Mo, who you got?
I got Garrett Wilson.
For the Jets.
Because they're more balanced. I don't see Justin Jefferson. I think he'll be a double every play. I think losing Thielen next year. I think he did draft the first round. I just think that with bringing in Aaron Rodgers, he's going to try and throw the ball all the time. And Garrett Wilson actually has that. He's got that dog in him. He's got that dog in him.
So let me ask you a question, fantasy wise.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to pick a wide receiver, who you picking?
In my first wide receiver?
Yeah.
I still go Cooper Kupp. And the only reason is because no matter how many guys you throw, Cooper Kupp is in the slot,
gets open.
Okay. All right. So what you can do, just send me your information. I'm gonna try to post it tonight if I don't fall asleep.
It's already in there. It's in the Just Us.
Oh, okay. I'll paste it and put it on a spreadsheet and then I'll post it. Most receptions. This could be a wide receiver, running back, but most times it's probably gonna be a wide receiver. I got Tyreek Hill. I got Tyreek Hill if your boy can stay healthy. I think Tyreek Hill ready to break some bread with everybody down there and do his thing. Not that he didn't do his thing last year, but down they got something else going on with the running backs they got picked up too. So who do you have?
Garrett Wilson again.
I think that
he has the opportunity
to get the catches and the yards.
And the worst thing about it is,
in my fantasy football league,
we get to keep one player that we draft after the seventh round. I drafted Jalen Wade in the seventh round. I drafted Garrett Wilson in the 11th. I'm leaning toward Wilson.
Okay. All right. So for the most sacks, I think Myles Garrett going to get it this year.
Who plays on the opposite side of him?
I don't know who they have right now.
Exactly.
But it don't matter right now because I think they're gonna move him around. I think they're gonna do an Aaron Donald with Myles Garrett this year. They're gonna allow him to free flow. He's gonna be a down lineman. He's gonna be a tackle. He's gonna be over the center. He's gonna be a defensive end. He's gonna be a middle linebacker. He's gonna be a linebacker that scuttles butts, everything. I just say that I think I got Myles Garrett in that spot. What you got?
Was that Lou in the background?
Yeah, that was Lou.
Okay. Hey Lou, how you doing, bro? You already know who I got. The guy that's tied for the league with 15 sacks. He's gonna play 17 next year. T.J.
Watt.
I had him last year, but he didn't do it last year. I thought last year was a prime year to get it because
he got hurt.
Yeah, and that's been his MO. He don't drink enough milk.
am I supposed to say to that?
What am I supposed to say to that?
Lou,
I'm not touching that one.
Lou, did you do a list? That's in your list, Lou.
I had the list. Right here.
Okay. So real quick, who do you have with your most receptions? The number one, the first one.
The most receptions. Okay. Actually, that one. Oh, I don't have receptions on here though. I have. Receiving. I have receptions, rushing, back.
Okay.
I don't see.
That was the first one. Well, let me ask you. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Who do you have for the most receptions?
No, I gotta look at that one up.
Okay.
But I have some for receiving and others. I have receiving. I'm gonna go with KYRIE Hill.
Okay. So Lou, what I want you to do though, when you have your answers ready, send them to me and send them to me on the inbox, and I'm gonna try to post this on the page.
Okay, I didn't know whether we do on the air or the inbox.
We can do it on the air, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna inbox them also. I'm put them on the page also and see what people think. Okay. That's if I can stay awake, because I had a long night last night. I ain't get to bed till like 3 something this morning. Up here on Netflix and TikTok and TalkTik and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, posting stuff on there. I should have took my behind the bed. I probably feel a whole lot better right now.
Hold on, I can write it down. I can write it down now if you want.
That's fine. That's fine. Just as long as you give me a copy, then we can put it on the page. Okay. So next up, we got most rushing yards. Mo, who you got?
I got to change my pick.
I put Breece Hall,
but he's coming off an injury.
I
don't trust him. And especially because of the offensive draft that the Steelers had, I got to go with my boy Najee Harris. Because we got an offensive lineman left tackle. We got a tight end who blocks like a left tackle.
So are these rookies you talking about, or this is already were they free agents? Najee Harris had a free agent. I'm talking about the line. You said the tackle and the tight end. Are they new?
Yeah, they're new.
We got a left tackle.
Okay.
That could be a road grader.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all see my phrase right? Okay.
All right.
We'll see.
Lou, who you got?
Yeah. Are we talking on offense or defense?
Rushing, running backs rushing.
I'm going to go with this is tough one though. I think I'm going to go with Derrick Henry.
Okay, Derrick Henry. That's not bad. That's not a bad pick.
This is a tough list. They're all pretty good.
I had to go with my boy. I had to go with my boy Nick Chubb. He's due. He is due to do the do. With Deshaun Watson back there in the backfield, and I hope they bring my man back, because ain't nobody signing him yet. And Mo told me they think because of his past history is why he's not being signed.
Kareem
Hunt. Is why I think he might have a possibility of coming back to the Browns for a discount price. But I got my man, Nick Chubb, number 24, high knees all the way through the line. Yo, he remind me a little bit, just a little bit. Franco Harris. He remind me of Franco Harris just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Go on, Franco.
Just a little bit. How Franco
wish you had Franco.
When Franco was young, he used to punish them guys running, and then he got a little bit older and started running out of bounds, and then he just started running all together. Most completions, I got Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow's gonna throw the ball so much this year that when he do interviews, you're gonna see ice on the. You'll see the ice on the shoulder. The show they're gonna have ice on it. When he do the interviews after he wins or loses, he's gonna have a big ice pack on it because he's gonna throw that rock. Because who's a running back? Who they pick up as running back? Anybody?
They still got what's covered. They still got.
But they still got
Mixon's name.
Mixon. But they talking about trading him or trying to trade him.
They're talking about cutting him because he make too much money.
Well, cutting him.
They did draft.
They don't want.
They draft. Yeah. They drafted a sixth round.
Like a sixth round, though.
Okay, so who you got?
He ain't going nowhere.
What you got?
Oh, me for what position? Quarterback for most completions.
Completions.
Patrick Mahomes.
That's an obvious answer.
And it's probably the one that's going to be right.
Lou, who you got?
They don't run the ball. They don't run the ball.
How does that agree with you and go Farrell?
Oh, okay. Most passing yards. Mo, who you got?
Do I need to say it again?
Patrick Mahomes.
Lou, who you got?
I think I have to go with Mahomes on that one. Great passer.
I got Jared Goff. He gonna sling that ball up a Pontiac Stadium or Silverdome, whatever it is. He gonna sling that ball.
They just drafted a rookie running back. They gonna run the ball.
Well, they traded my man Swift to the Eagles, which was a good pickup. The Eagles is ready. The Eagles is ready, boy.
Yeah.
Only thing gonna stop the Eagles from winning anything is injuries. I thought Cowboys was right there to take this division away from them, and the Eagles said, "Oh, hold up, Nelly,
Whoa,
they took them Cowboys. They took them Cowboy Spurs and kicked to that Eagle, and the side Eagle said, "Whoa." And I think that.
What now?
I think
fly birds fly.
I think the Eagles got this thing wrapped up again.
Wait a minute, you said again like they did it the first time. You talking about the division? Because they want the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they gotta be odds on favorite to go Super Bowl. And I mean, the 49ers did some moves too, but man, come on. Eagles, what they did in the draft, free agency, they lost something, but they gained a lot, man. Oh my God. They did a masterful job. For most passing attempts, Mo?
What do you think? If I'm going to have the most completions and the most yards, I got to go with Patrick Mahomes.
He can't have all, man. Come on. See, you making this. See.
Why? If he don't throw the most.
Lou, you see what he's doing, Lou? You see what he's doing, Lou? Lou, he's trying to be funny right now. He's trying to be funny.
I'm not. I'm being serious.
Pick Patrick for everything. When I mean everything, like bring back everything.
Hey, I didn't pick it for the most interceptions.
I got most passing attempts. I got Josh Allen. Do they got a running game?
Yeah, they got Dominic Pick's brother. And they picked up who did they pick up at running back?
They got a running back. They get Rashad Penny. He go.
No, Penny went to the Eagles. That's what I'm saying. The Eagles got everybody.
I don't know who does.
They got a good running back.
I don't know who they got.
Oh, they picked up Damian Harris.
From New England.
And they picked up Latavius Murray as well.
No, Latavius, he's a little long in tooth.
He is, but I mean, if you get him a hole, the boy still gonna get you 5 yards per year.
And the thing about it is, he ain't in New England no more. We play in that dome.
That's true.
It get cold in Buffalo.
What dome?
It get chilly. Murray played in the dome.
Yeah, I'm talking about. But Damian Harris is the leader. He played in New England.
Oh, well, I ain't worried about him, but I'm just saying Latavius Murray. I don't understand that pick. That just don't.
He's the bruiser.
That don't make my nipples hard.
Ow.
We just losing every different. Talk about Kev's nipples. Oh, we just lost every viewer. All in the world just went off. Kev's. What's gonna be trending on Twitter today?
Most interceptions, Lou. Who you got?
Okay. Hang on a second. Most interceptions, you said, correct? All right. So, I've been studying this list all day. I am going to say it's going to be 6. That's Fitzpatrick.
Okay. Mo?
Who did he say?
Fitzpatrick. Michael Fitzpatrict.
Michael Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I thought we were talking about what quarterback was going to throw the most interceptions.
We didn't do that. Quarterbacks ain't on here for that. But we can add that on.
But it was right out the quarterbacks. That's why I would have said most interceptions. I would have said most interceptions. I was thinking it was going to be quarterback.
We can do turnover. We can add that at the end.
Most interceptions then. I'm gonna go because now he's got on the other side of him. Your boy Jalen Ramsey got traded to Miami. So I'm gonna go with what's his name? He led the league 2 years ago in interceptions.
For Miami, right?
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I can't think of his name.
The depth chart here real quick. Defense.
Wow.
Right, left. Xavier Howard.
Yeah. Xavier Howard.
Okay. I got your boy. I hate to say it. Minka Fitzpatrick. I got him as a guy. That's gonna
y'all gotta realize they don't throw Minka no more.
It was that. I gotta throw to that side.
He doesn't play a side though. He just plays deep.
Longest field goal. I still gotta go with Justin Tucker. I got Justin Tucker. Who you got? You don't care?
Oh no, I got Daniel Carson. The Raiders kicker in Denver.
Oh. Lou, who you got?
I'll go with Carson.
Okay. Most touchdowns that could be a wide receiver, running back. This was kind of hard for me. I mean, it was hard once I started looking at the stats, but now that I'm thinking to myself, and I'm rolling around, I got my marbles. My brain is cooking right now. I got all the stuff going on in my back of my brain back here. My hair didn't get a haircut today, so my hair itching a little bit, and I came up with a name. I came up with 2 names actually: Christian McCaffrey and Jamal Williams. But if I had to pick one, I'll go with Christian McCaffrey because all the weapons that the 49ers have, I think he's going to be good in the red zone. He's going to be good at the 1 between the 1 and the 5. He's good there. He can catch out of the backfield, make some touchdowns that way. Put him in motion, put him on the line. He can catch. He get a touchdown that way. So I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey. Mo, who you got?
I already told you he's gonna be the best running back in the league. So Najee Harris.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Hey, I didn't go with Minka for the interceptions.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a homer.
How am I a homer if I didn't go? Y'all both went with Minka.
Because I picked that's the best person I felt that could do it.
So if I was a homer, why wouldn't I pick me?
Well, see, you just said because you're trying to flip it on us. You're trying to do that. You're trying to coordinate that flip. You're trying to coordinate that flipping thing.
Yeah, flip-flop.
Yeah, you're trying to flip-flop that thing. You're trying to flip-flop that thing. Yeah. Lou, who you got?
Okay, you think I'm being crazy, but I'm going to go with Kelsey. Travis Kelsey.
Okay. Because that could be a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver. I mean, they got him as wide receiver tight end. But okay, I can go with Kelsey. All right. So who gonna have the most turnovers as a quarterback? I gotta think on this one. I have somebody. I already got somebody. I got somebody. Oh, do I got somebody?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go last one. I'm gonna go last on this one. I don't want to be called a hater. Mo, who you got?
Oh, you gonna pick Kenny?
I got Bryce.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. Okay.
Come on.
Lou, who you got?
Maybe you're right. Maybe Bryce Young. I mean, because he is going to be a rookie, and rookies make all kinds of mistakes and whatnot. So I think maybe that could be legit.
I'm going to go with Dak Prescott.
I thought you'd say that.
That ain't bad. That's not a bad pick. I was thinking about him second.
I would go with Dak. Because sometimes Dak just throw the ball to somewhere that ain't supposed to be going. I'm like, Dak, y'all got distinct colors. Who else is silver and blue in NFL?
Nobody.
Only one come close as the Colts.
Raiders.
Because they got blue. They got blue.
The Raiders.
Yeah, but they don't have.
They got black.
They don't have like a white.
They got black.
Hey, sometimes that blue is really dark.
That blue is really dark.
Okay. It's really dark. So, ladies and gentlemen, there go our picks. I was hoping to see Mr. Davidson in this thing because I wanted to hear what he had to say because I'm pretty sure that he would have picked all Washington Redskin players. You talking about a homer pick? He would have. That would have been a homer. So, these are the ones that have the record right now. So, for most reception yards is Calvin Johnson with 1,664 yards. He did that in 2012. Justin Jefferson was almost close, but he had 1,807 for the Vikings last year. Most receptions, Michael Thomas. He had 149 in 2019 for I think he played for the New Orleans Saints. Justin Jefferson had 128. Most sacks is Michael Strahan with 22 and a half. In 2001, you had T.J. Watt with 22 and a half in 2021.
And Michael Strahan should have had 22.
Nick Bosa had 18 last year for 49ers. Most rushing yards, Eric Dickerson with 2,105 yards in 1984. Josh Jacobs had 1,653 yards for the Raiders. He had one great game, and that added to that right there. Most completions, Tom Brady for 485 in 2001. Guess who broke the record? Tom Brady, 409. Bucks 2022 season. Most passing yards, Peyton Manning, 5,471 in 2013. Patrick Mahomes had 5,250 for Kansas City Chiefs. Most passing.
I said he gonna throw for 6,000.
Yeah. Most pass attempts, Matthew Stafford, 727 in 2012. Guess who broke that record? Tom Brady, 733 with the Bucks. So two records went down. But the reason why I think the records went down is because the Buccaneers was poopy. They was poopy. Last year they were really poopy. They were really poopy. All right. next up is the draft, guys. Let's talk about the draft real quick. We making good time. We might have a lot of time to talk about some other stuff. We might even get into the over under. So we were asked to. We was talking about the draft. The biggest questions about 32 teams and the needs and the wants. Okay, so I'm just looking some of the stuff I couldn't print off. So I have it on my page. Trying to find it now. Let me see. NFL releases. The schedule's coming out soon, guys. Coming out real soon. Thursday. I don't know where it's. Okay, let me see what I got here. I got this clip on. Now I just turned this phone down.
Who let the dogs out?
Let the dogs out? We don't know.
It's not the Browns.
Oof, oof. Who let their dogs out? Oof, oof. So what I did was I pulled up some information on the draft, what everybody got in the draft. I got Baltimore, I got Dallas, I got the Rams, I got Miami, I got Pittsburgh. Mo, if you want to do Pittsburgh and Baltimore, we got Lou who can do Dallas if he wants to. I got the Rams and the Browns. And I didn't even highlight the Browns. Ain't that something? Didn't highlight the Browns. But so Mo, we're gonna go with you first with Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's see here. Pittsburgh. Okay, so from the notes I have, they're saying can Matt Candidate use the new offensive players efficiently? Pittsburgh offensive coordinator since 2001 should have everything he needs to improve the Steelers' red zone efficiency and scoring. Not only did the team add a first-round offensive tackle and Broderick Jones from Georgia pickup, who will help the run game, but the Steelers also drafted versatile tight end and Darnell Washington from Georgia, who can be used as a big red zone target and formidable blocker. The Steelers have used their last 3 first-round picks to acquire foundational offensive pieces. Now they have to translate that to success on the field. So Pittsburgh got Pittsburgh.
Got it. I can go through it. I know it by heart, but I mean I can talk you through it.
All right, we'll go ahead and do your thing then, brother.
All right, so what we did in the first round is we had the 17th pick, but we moved up 3 slots to get right in front of the Jets to make sure we could get Broderick Jones, offensive tackle from Georgia. Did not allow a sack last year. He only had 13 starts in college, so a little bit worried about him, but he's probably the most athletic tackle that was in the draft. With our second pick, the number 32 pick, that everybody was calling about because Will Levinson fell, and they were looking to try and get us to trade. We're like, nah, we're going to take the guy we almost took. If Broderick Jones wouldn't have been there, we'd have taken this guy, Joey Jr., cornerback, Penn State, also the son of Joey Porter, outside linebacker of the Pittsburgh Steelers. With our third pick, another second round pick, we took Keanu Benton, defensive lineman from where did he? Wisconsin. What did they do in Wisconsin? They grow big and they hit hard. That's where TJ Watt came from. I like this dude. And then what do we do with our third round pick? What do we do? We moved down from number 80 down to number 93. Everybody thought we were going to pick Trenton Simpson. He would have been a great pick, but we did pick up 2 middle linebackers already in free agency, so we didn't need him. We picked Darnell Washington, who was falling because people were worried about his knees. The guy is going to be a tight end, but he could definitely be the next Jason Peters, a tight end that moves to tackle eventually. It's big. If you have not seen him push the sled in his highlights,
That's amazing to see a tight end do that. Boy is big, 6'7", 274 pounds. Going to play tight end, still runs a 4.6. Reminding Steeler fans a lot of Eric Green back in the 80s. If you don't remember Eric Green, dude was a beast. Then when we had moved down, we actually got a 4th-round pick by moving down. We got the guy that the Steelers have been hyping all throughout the whole draft, Nick Herbig. He's actually a little brother of Nate Herbig, who we picked up in free agency to play offensive guard. He's probably going to be on the bench because we got 2 guards already. But this dude who does he look like? He looks like T.J. Watt coming off the edge from Wisconsin again. Then we didn't have a pick until the 7th round, so we got to sit down a little bit. 2 picks in the 7th round. We got Corey Trice Jr., defensive back. I don't even remember where he played. I think it was like Akron or somewhere like that. It was some small school. But dude stands 6'3", 209-pound cornerback that actually came from Purdue. Now I remember. Played at Purdue. Was actually second-team All-American in their division, in their conference. Then we picked Spencer Anderson. Nobody even had him listed. Reason that we picked him, he can play all 5 offensive line positions. And what do you need when you have an offensive lineman on the bench? A guy that is versatile, that can play all positions. And where did he play? University of Maryland, where Tomlin loves to go because that's where his son played when he was playing football there before he went to Boston College. So we have great draft. I give the Steelers an A for the draft because we addressed everything that we needed except for middle linebacker, which I'm okay with because we had Mark Robinson already from Ole Miss sitting on the bench. So he's going to be the next young linebacker that we had. So I feel like this is the year for the Steelers to take that step. I see 12 wins this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can't talk with your mic. You got a dead mic.
See, that's what happens when you're dealing with Steelers fans. They just do things behind your back.
Like what? What'd I do behind your back? What'd I do behind your back?
Give me a dead mic. So CBS NFL got the Pittsburgh Steelers with an A, and it says they probably could have matched what the Lions gave Cameron Sutton to keep a ascending star at quarter, but Patrick Peterson is plug and play consolation prize after the Vikings rescinded his should thrive alongside Michael Fitzpatrick. Y'all got Patrick Peterson too?
Yep, we signed him right at right when we let go of Cameron Sutton. We brought him in 2 years, $7 million per year. What you call it? Cam Sutton made 3 years, $11 million.
3 years, $11 million
per year.
Then you got Eagle offensive guard Isaiah Samolia is maybe the smartest bet. Bringing a quietly sterling piece of Philly Vaughn line to Kenny Pickett's defense. They also netted some good value in the draft with offensive tackle Broderick Jones, cornerback Joey Porter, Darnell Washington, who should pair with ex-wide receiver Allen Robinson to give them quite a red zone team. Now, I watched Allen Robinson with the Rams. He was not a good fit there. He really was not a good fit there. I hate to see him get hurt because I like Robinson because he went to Penn State. But that's from NBC. I mean, from CBS. But they said on here they gave you a B+. They said the worst pick was I didn't like the pick from Darnell Washington in the 3rd round. I just don't I just don't think he's Sutton enough, and his knees is issue. Please put weight on him and make him a tackle. He could be a Jason Peterson 2.0.
Jason Peters.
Is that what Is that what you read? Yeah, Peters. Is that you read the same thing I was reading?
I didn't read it, dog. I didn't read it because I saw it. Jason Peters was an offensive. He was a tight end for University of Arkansas.
Okay.
And then he actually became an offensive tackle.
Do you want to do Baltimore now?
Not really, but I will.
Okay.
Can't stand Browns Part 2. All right. So the Baltimore Ravens. With their round one pick, they choose Zay Flowers, wide receiver, Boston College. So unexpected because they needed a wide receiver, and what did they do? They draft a wide receiver. They got a good one, so I'm happy for him. Not for the Ravens, but happy for him because he gets a place where he can actually go. Third round pick. They didn't have a second pick because they traded that for Roquan Smith, which if you put Raekwon in this, good Lord. So with that third round pick, they took Trenton Simpson, linebacker from Clemson, the guy that the Steelers should have picked, who was going to replace Patrick Queen because they ain't got the money to pay him now. They paid both Roquan Smith and Lamar Jackson. So Trenton Simpson is all linebacker. I think he runs a 4.4, 6'3". 6'3", pretty good guy. Yeah. So we picked the same type of folks. I knew when we didn't pick him, he was going there. I don't know much about Tavius Robinson. He's an edge from Ole Miss. He was their fourth round pick. But they find good edges. It's what they needed. Kyle Blue Kelly was the fifth round pick, a cornerback from Stanford. He was supposed to be a steal in the draft. Where did he go? Baltimore. I hate Baltimore. In the sixth round, they got an offensive tackle. I have no idea. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. We just call him LAL. So we're going to just say, catch that L, Baltimore. So, Malesas, Lalulu. I don't know what it is. He played at Oregon. He's offensive tackle. But the steal of the draft. Round 7, they pick Andrew Voorhees, who would have been a first, second, or third round pick. But because he tore his ACL, he dropped to the 7th round. And what happened? The Ravens picked. I hate the Ravens. I don't hate them as much as I hate Philly. I hate the Ravens because they draft just like us. So every guy, I was hoping that we picked up Andrew Voorhees in the 7th and just put him on the IL for next year. This dude's going to be a nasty guard. He probably won't play this year. But he's going to be amazing.
So let me ask you guys a question before we move on to Lou and the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. The last 2 or 3 drafts, have you noticed that they're drafting for needs and not wants, or they're not even drafting for the best player. They're drafting for the player that they need. I mean, let me put it to you like this. So on the board, they may have the best available, right? But do you really need the best available if you need somewhere else? Do you, unless you're a freak of a nature of a player, then they go after the best available player. Because if you look at how the draft went, and you look at who went at the top of the board in the second round, that tells you right there. Because Joey Porter was the best player available from the 22nd pick on up to the next day. So did you guys, Lou, did you see that with the Dallas Cowboys and the Jets? Do you see them making picks that made sense right now instead of making picks for the future?
See, because the problem is, they didn't go for what they needed. They only took what they wanted. That's what their football are going to get. It really wasn't. So at least now they're trying to do something smart. I hope they get it. Hopefully it'll pay off. Because you're not going to be what you wanted for your team because you're quarterback. Instead of going for what was the most important. That, my friend, is a big mistake.
Okay. Mo, what's your thoughts on that?
I really liked our draft for the Steelers because our needs match the best available. Except for Ben. I will say that he probably wasn't the best available guy, but he was the best guy that fit us because we needed a nose tackle huge. So outside of him, I think every other pick that we made was best available player. So
okay, so you're saying So do you think that were they drafting for the need though, or was it for the want, Pittsburgh?
Both. We were looking for. This is the first time that we brought in Andrew Weidel from Philadelphia. He was the assistant GM. He used to be from Philly. And our GM Khan was his first time running the draft. But what they did was Andrew Weidel actually set up the draft board, but then it was going to be Tomlin and Khan that actually made the picks. So when you look at it, they actually talked about how he was most of the picks that they picked were number one on the board because they didn't need it, because they had signed so many guys in free agency to not have to worry about need. Only really did have was a left tackle.
Okay. Looking at Baltimore from CBS, it says it's good. They finally found common ground with Lamar Jackson re-signed the former MVP to a long-term deal, and certainly the wide receiver addition aren't nothing. Veteran Odell Beckham Jr., first-round pick Zach Flowers improved the lineup. You just wish they could have gotten a bit more security there, as well as a transitional secondary. Although adding Rock Yashin is a good start. So Baltimore, they said, and Baltimore got from CBS. Baltimore got a C for what Baltimore did. Okay, so I don't know if they did enough. So Lou, do you got your information for the Cowboys or the Jets? Either or.
Yes, I do. The Cowboys got first, so I think we should go with the Cowboys.
Okay.
We're going to be here. Okay. For starters, they took designated defensive tackle J.D. Smith, 26th overall. They took it in the second round. They took another one from the beginning, the tight end Luke Schultz, Mason. In the third round, they took edge linebacker DeMarvin Overshow, which is the over he is. Sorry. Later on, at number 129, they took Saturday State edge rusher. How about the second name? Rame Burko Jr. Number 169, they took an offensive tackle from North Carolina, Ashley Richards. Further down the list, at 178 was Southern Mississippi cornerback, Eric Jr. I said cornerback, not quarterback. It has been considered they took a running back from Kansas State, Chris Vaughn, 12. And finally, they took South Carolina a wide receiver named Jalen Brooks at 244. And again, it's a grade of B. I don't know if it was a B was. I think a B is about right. I wouldn't give him an A for sure. But I think maybe a B was just about right. I would not say a B plus either. I think a B was acceptable.
Okay, so looking at CBS, they gave the Dallas Cowboys a B. They said that America's team has been splashy without overspending, adding Brandon Cook as wide receiver to upgrade opposite CeeDee Lamb, Stephon Gilmore, and quarterback 2 upgrade opposite Trayvon Diggs, and tagging Tony Pollard to usher out the Ezekiel Elliott era. They are all short-term moves, but they also made sense with an annual playoff, hopefully raising the floor at a premium position. You just wish they got a bit more bang for the buck in the early parts of the draft. So on that one, on the other one, they have Dallas has an A. It says best pick 4th round edge rusher was the Villamia Von Oku, is the guy for the best. That said the worst pick was the linebacker Demarion Overshaw, and they said the skinny was I love 1st round pick Dackle and Meza Smith, who would be a force on the front, especially in the run game. And if you watched, Micah talked about that. That's who Micah wanted on the team, was that guy right there. So, so that's the way Cowboys went. You want to do the Jets next?
Certainly.
Okay.
All right, guys, hang on to your seatbelts. Way to go. All right. Just for starters, Iowa State edge rusher Will McDonald, the 4th. Number 50 overall at the 1st round. They took Joe Pittman, number 43 in the 2nd round. I like that. They took an offensive tackle from Pitt, Warren, the 120. They also took another one from the running back, and then Israel, Israel Eddy, number 143 overall. This one was from Western Michigan. Further down the list, a linebacker named Gary Barnes. LSU cornerback, later round, I think was the 7th round. Jarek Bernard Converse, official for sneaker. And ultimately, I didn't even have much of a good football program, but I guess it was wrong. It was tight end Zach Cooch, 220. Ultimately, I don't know if they were even famous for football. This was a baseball. And it was rated a C+. Well, actually, it was day 1, it was a C+, day 2 was an A-, and day 3 was a grade A. I think I should have day 1 for a C+. I mean, we got a lot of work to offer them. I don't think we're not working getting an A.
Okay. So on CBS, they said the Jets, they say they haven't done enough to block the offensive line, but ex-Ravens safety Chuck Clark is underrated in addition to already potent. The Alan Lazarus and McCole Harmon are decent complementary bonuses for a D wide receiver core. Most importantly, in a league full of teams starving for different making quarterbacks, they're getting a near Tom Brady level rental, Aaron Rodgers. Even with a steep price tag, it's a big win for the playoff caliber roster. Even Rodgers below MVP form for just 1 year or 3 is a major upgrade at such important position. And the one they have it as did the Jets do enough to protect Aaron Rodgers? Just added perhaps the top center in the draft, a 2nd round pick, and Joe Tippmann, who should replace Connor McGovern at some point. The other one, it says they got McBee with Jared Bernard Converse. The 6th round pick is a talented player with a lot of starts. He's a bigger corner who can play safety. Love the pick. So you got different reviews about the Jets, but I did have a question though. Shit, what was it? The Jets they haven't done enough to block the offensive line. Tom Brady level everybody. Even a steep price tag is a big thing for just 1 year to make your upgrades. So I know what it was. So just think about this, guys. I mean, Aaron Rodgers had a pretty bad year last year because he didn't really know his wide receivers. Then when he got to know them, they clicked like they kicked like butter on bread, like pancakes with honey on it. I mean with syrup on it, and bacon and eggs, and jelly with peanut butter, mayonnaise sandwich with syrup on it. Y'all don't know about that right there. That's old school stuff right there. But is there a problem with the NFL? Is there a problem with NFL quarterbacks that's coming out of college that they're not trust to lead the Jets? Look how many quarterbacks the Jets went through. They went through 3 quarterbacks in the last 3 years. You had Zach, you got Geno, you got Zach, you had the kid from USC. So you went through 3 quarterbacks in 2.5 years, and you figured that Aaron Rodgers would be the guy that's going to take you to the promised land. Now, the thing about it is, though, is what a lot of people don't know, Aaron Rodgers has to pay 65% of his games to get all his cash money. I was thinking or looking to find out if he would restructure his contract at some point in time to maybe bring in some other free agents to come along, but he hasn't done that yet. I don't know if he's planning on. It's kind of too late right now. But I think that depending on how well they do next year is the possibility of him maybe substituting some money for some other players to come there to New York. I still think that is Buffalo. I think I think Miami has caught Buffalo if Tua can stay healthy. I think the Jets are right there defense because they got a really good defense. I think that division is going to be really fun to watch. Like the AFC North. And again, like I said, I think watching the draft and the players they draft, you drafted for a need, not for want. And what I love though, for real, is like now that I'm talking about the Browns and Rams, the guys they drafted, I didn't know nobody. Even the guy the Rams drafted from TCU, I really didn't know who he was until I looked at the highlights. I said, yo, this guy's really good. But you got to remember, TCU Frogs went deep in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They did the doggone thing. So I feel like, me personally, the Rams, even though they drafted, the Rams didn't draft into the second round, but they made good on all the drafts, in my opinion. You know, some people everybody's saying that, and this is the thing that gets me, everybody's saying their drafts was good. And I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna tell you who they think that drafts wasn't good. And I'm gonna leave a C. I'm gonna leave a C a C. I'm gonna leave a D. A D goes for damn, they didn't do right. Okay, but I'm gonna do a C. Right. I'm gonna do a C because as a C, you graduate with a C, you good. You right in the middle. That means that if you'd have pushed yourself, you could have got that B. And if you didn't wake up every morning and be on time for the class, you could have got that D, but you're right there at that C. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about that as well. But the Rams, they drafted Stephen Avila, from a guard from TCU, and they ain't drafted again for a while. They ain't drafted again to the fourth round. They got a draft. They traded a draft with New England. Got a guy by the name of Bryce Young from Tennessee. I like that draft. Then they got another draft, Kobe Turner, defensive tackle from Wake Forest. I don't know. They lost my man in the middle. I think he went to San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. That's gonna be ugly. I think he went to. Am I right, Mo? The other tackle the Rams had, I think he signed with San Francisco. He signed with somewhere else. I know he didn't stay. I don't know if he stayed. I know he didn't stay with the Rams. He went somewhere else.
I don't know which tackle you're talking about. Jesus Christ.
My mind went blank here.
I think Javon Hargrave went to San Francisco. Who was from the Eagles.
Somebody else left and went there from the Rams, I think. Let me go depth chart here. Defense. No, maybe it wasn't the Rams. I mean, maybe it wasn't. Let's see. Right D tackle. No, my wasn't them. I can't remember where he went to. Gaines, that's what it was. Gaines left. He went somewhere else. So this guy is supposed to be the guy who's going to replace Gaines. I really don't see that as a good fit for the Rams. The Rams didn't go. They didn't pick again for a good little while. They was in a lot. They was in there probably having some sippy sip because they didn't draft again to the fourth round, which was 128th pick from New York. They got this guy Stinton. They got the quarterback. Stinton Benton, quarterback from Georgia. I don't know because last quarterback that came out of Georgia, the little short guy. What's the guy's name? He went to the Browns, drafted him. I can't think of his name right now. He didn't last too long. I wasn't cool with that pick either. Then they got this kid, Rich Hampton, edge rusher from Appalachian State. Dude runs a 4.3 40. I like that. That he gets around that corner. Then in the fifth round, the Rams draft like 174, 175, 177. They get Warner McClellan Jr., offensive tackle from Georgia, which was I think that was a steal. They get a guy, David Allen, the tight end from Clemson. And then they got this guy, Puka Nacua, wide receiver from BYU. I don't believe in BYU guys because they don't get no nookie while they're in college. So they just go once they leave college. Once they leave college, they go just act a plumb fool. especially in Los Angeles. I'm telling you what's going to happen. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
We done talked about Cavs nipples. Now we talking about BYU's guys not getting any nookie.
And then round 6 they drafted Travis Hodges Tomlinson, cornerback from TCU. I like that move. And then they got another edge rusher from Oklahoma. I mean, from Nebraska, Ochanu Matthews. And then of course they got they got another draft pick. They got this guy Zach Evans, running back from Ole Miss. I like him too. This guy, for real. I watched his film. He reminds me a lot of Marshall Faulk. If he can just learn the offense, he's going to be dangerous. He's going to be really, really dangerous. Then they got Ethan Evans, a punter from Wingate. Yo, this dude's, hey, Mo, go look up this guy's thighs. This guy's, your one thigh is big as, his one thigh is bigger than both of your thighs.
Dude, I don't want to hear nothing else to come out your mouth right now. I ain't talking about somebody's thighs. I'm talking about the dude's thighs.
I'm just telling you, man. Yo, his thigh, he got some big thighs, man. He got some big thighs. Some thighs is huge.
Lou, cut off his microphone. He is on one today.
And then they traded with the Pittsburgh Steelers and got Jason Taylor, the second safety from Oklahoma State. Then last but not least, they got Mr. Irrelevant, Deshaun Johnson, defensive tackle from Toledo. And so the Rams got in the draft. Real quick, where we at here? Where was it at? Okay. So the Rams in the draft. And I think they didn't do grade wise. I don't think they did that grade wise. And what I'm saying is because they didn't have no flash they didn't have no flashy guys. They definitely drafted for needs. They got a D. And what it says here is, like the Buccaneers, they're simply paying for all the short sight spending. The biggest addition was merely offensive starter coming back from injury, quarterback Matthew Stafford, wide receiver Cooper Kupp, etc. Otherwise, they've been content to sell parting ways with Pro Bowl caliber starter like quarterback Jalen Rose, Leonard Floyd, and Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner he sucked. He really sucked. For the Cleveland Browns, I really was liking what the Browns are doing because free agent wise, they hit the ground running because they got some money back. They had a pick on third round. They got Cedric Tillman, wide receiver, Tennessee. He gonna open up them gates. Tell Fitzpatrick, get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. Then they come back and they pick up Psyche IQ, defensive tackle, Baylor. I ain't really keen on that pick, but it is what I saw him get thrown around and everything. Then they came back at home. They came back to the house, to the Horseshoe, and picked up DeJuan Jones, offensive tackle, Ohio State. Big plus. And they came back with Isaiah McGuire, edge rusher from Missouri. I like that move right there. He got some little speed to burn. Then they got, I don't know why they did this. I have no idea. But Dorian Thompson Robinson, the quarterback from UCLA. I don't know unless they're going to make him into wide receiver, maybe. I don't know. Didn't understand that pick. They came back and they got Cameron Mitchell, cornerback from Northwestern. I like that move as well. So we might. I think the Browns was probably much done. Oh no, we got one more here. Then they came back to the Horseshoe again. They picked up this. I like this one, Luke Weipler, center, Ohio State. I don't think he's gonna play center though. I think he's gonna play left guard or right guard. But the kid was throwing people around. He was throwing people around like rag dolls. And I think that might be it for the Browns. Yep. So they didn't have a lot of draft picks, but they got the Browns looking at like a C. It says here the reunion of quarterback Josh Dobbins behind Deshaun Watson makes sense. Ditto for the extension of breakout center Ethan Pokic. They paid quite a bit for run stuffer and Dalvin Thomas, and they're counting a young vet like Obinoji Kenobi Baji and safety Juan Thorhill to reach new heights and new scenery. Swapping picks to land Elijah Moore from the Jets, however, was a creative way to bring some added juice opposite of Amari Cooper outside wide. And the third round pick, Cedric Tillman, blasted the position that further. So they about to open up the offense, Mo. Mo, you see what I'm saying? They gonna open up the offense, Mo. Y'all better get ready. Get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn freaking ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get your popcorn freaking ready. Get your popcorn freaking ready. All right, guys. Let me pull this up real quick because I thought I had it on here. We're gonna switch over to some basketball. We got about 30 minutes left. I thought I had it up here, but I didn't. Okay, let me see. I want to go here. I want to do this. YouTube. Let me see here. What's that? Okay, so I just want you guys to listen to this. I want you guys to listen to the interview, and then I want you guys to tell me your thoughts on it. Then I'll give you my thoughts. I'm gonna give you just a little bit of my thoughts because I'm not gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about this a little bit, but I'm gonna talk about this at the end of the season because there's something I want to keep. If one team, well, I'm gonna say this: if one of these teams get eliminated in the playoffs, then I can talk about after that. But let's listen to this here.
Same order, same time, every game day. Which means more tips for your dasher, business for your corner store, and just maybe a superstitious boost for your team. Support your neighborhood and your team with every DoorDash order.
I'd made the shot to be a different case.
And then at the free throw line, 10 of 23 tonight. We haven't seen you struggle like that from the free throw line in a long time. Just what was going on at the line for you tonight?
Same. Didn't win it. Same routine. Shot the ball. And just miss. You know, some days you make it, some days you miss. Today was one of those days.
I just asked Bud the exact same question, but I'm curious for you. Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get a promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success. You know, and if you've never, I don't want to make it personal. So there's always steps to it. You know, Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. That's what you're telling me. I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? Okay, exactly. So why are you asking that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful. Some days you're not. Some days it's your turn. Some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. Some other people's going to win. And this year, somebody else is going to win. Simple as that. We're going to come back next year, try to be better, try to build good habits, try to play better, not have a 10-day stretch with play bad basketball. and hopefully we can win a championship. So 50 years from 1971 to 2021 that we didn't win a championship, it was 50 years of failure. No, it was not. It was steps to it, and we were able to win one. Hopefully we can win another one. I'm sorry that I didn't want to make it personal because you asked me the same question last year, and last year I was in the right mind space to answer the question back, but I remember it. Next.
Do you guys feel do you think you made enough adjustments over Jimmy over the stretch this season?
We did. I think Drew did his best, man, but at the end of the day, like, gets tired. He gotta rebound the ball, he gotta pass the ball, he gotta score the ball, he gotta guard Jimmy. Like, get tired. Maybe we could have done some I don't know, maybe double teaming more, try to make him pass the ball. Maybe I don't know, switch the matchup for a little bit, give Drew a break, 2-3 minutes. But I don't think as a team we made the right, or we didn't make as many adjustments as we could against him.
I know you don't love talking about injuries and yourself, but kind of what can you give us? It's the first time we talked to you since you've been on the floor with the back injury. Have you been dealing with these couple of games, and what did it take for you to play?
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's over. The series is over. It doesn't matter. To what? It doesn't matter. Next question.
This was the second straight game where y'all had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and then they made a pretty big comeback. Just what was it that went wrong for y'all in the fourth quarter? 2 straight games, was it just a matter of missing shots, or what was?
Missed shots, momentum. They made shots.
Okay, so basically, I want y'all to hear that part of what Giannis said. To some people that think that what Giannis said was incorrect about season not being a failure, and because they were picked to go to NBA Finals and win, some people think this season was a failure. Only thing I'm gonna say is this right here. I'm waiting for a certain team to get eliminated from the playoffs, and then I'm gonna bring back this conversation again because I'm gonna hear what y'all have to say about this, because there are certain people out there that is gonna say, "Oh, this season was a failure because we got this far. Because look where we came from last year." And maybe they wasn't picked to win the finals at all. Maybe they weren't even picked to make the playoffs. But I'm gonna bring that conversation back up again. So, Lou, let me ask you a question. Do you think that the Milwaukee Bucks season was a failure because they lost to an ACC team? Okay, and I'm not gonna say but I'm gonna add and they had 2 players they lost during the season, during the playoffs. They couldn't play, and Giannis didn't play certain games as well. So, do you feel that was a failure to the Milwaukee Bucks?
Not at all. I mean, it's a major disappointment for us. I mean, I think everybody practice picked the Bucks to go all the way. But when you add the injuries to, and a few other ones that got injured, it may have played a factor in why they lost. And it's like a team like Miami. The person going to be down their neck anyway. So, it was a disappointment. Yeah. For a failure, no. A failure would be if you like 25 games below 500 or whatnot. But this was definitely not a failure. A complete shock to the system, yes. And the same thing with the Boston Bruins. I know it's hockey. I know people don't follow as much as I do. But when the Boston Bruins had the chance in the last 30 games to win it, they wanted to show people and lost. But I wouldn't call it a failure, even though they last year after having the best regular season record in points and wins. But this year, was it looking as a failure? No. Again, you want to see players in the playoffs, and sometimes that can be a disadvantage because in the playoffs you had to have the players healthy as much as possible. Otherwise, you're going to see upsets like that. Not a failure? No. No.
Okay. Mo, what's your thoughts?
I don't think it's a. It's hard to say because they were picked to win the championship. So the hard part about it is that they had a number one seed. They had home court throughout the playoffs, and then they lose in the first round. Giannis did get hurt, but he was only out one game, I think, maybe two. But the thing about it was the way that they lost. They just got spanked. They got outplayed. They got out hustled. They looked like sometimes they were uninterested. Miami had more heart than them. So that's why the coach got fired. That's why everything is just going to look different for them. But at the same time, I think just like every year, if you don't win a championship, what does it matter if you come in second? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how far you go. All that matters is that you're learning from it and you're getting better. So I hope they don't get better because I don't want them to get better. That's the Celtic fan in me. So
okay. So I'm not gonna comment because, like I said, I'm waiting for a certain team to get eliminated if they get eliminated, and then I'm gonna bring this conversation back up. So Mo, you said you felt like, and I'm gonna say this to you too. In the NBA, there's never been a team that kept the same team they had the year before that made it to the finals. Now, you look at Milwaukee Bucks, they pretty much had the same team they had last year, but they added some players on their team through the buyout situation, which kind of teed me off because as a Celtic fan, I'm looking around saying, okay, we buying out this person getting bought out, that person getting bought out. And what bothers me is the Celtics always say, we're interested in that player, we're interested in that player, we're interested in that player, and they go somewhere else. You know, and I had called a radio show. I called on one of the sports radio shows, and I asked Eddie Johnson, I think it was. I said to him, why is it that Boston didn't get any free agents? Nobody from Boston nobody went to Boston as a buyout because they had space for somebody. And he said they'll be fine. They got what they need right now. And I don't know if he said that as a Phoenix fan or he said that as an analyst, because I felt like they could have gotten Danny Green, could have came in and helped out defensively. I knew Jay Crowder wasn't coming back there because of how he got treated in Boston. When the Hayward Gordon situation came about, I thought that who was it, somebody else that got bought out. I thought when it came Kevin Love, I thought when it came to Boston because Boston had an interest in Kevin Love before he went to Miami. I thought that was the case too, but none of them guys came there. But you look at Milwaukee and they got Jay Crowder and they got my man, the point guard, they got bought out. Tragic. And Jay Crowder even said, Dragic, he went there and then he get off the bench. I don't even know why he warmed up. He should have just stayed in street clothes for real. Jay Crowder went there with the intention on them playing him, and he didn't get playing time at the end of the games because he has the knowledge of how to play against Jimmy Butler because he did it before. And I think you bring him in there for that reason too. Yeah, you bring him in there because he knows his game, but not to play him at all, it doesn't make any sense to me. And now that I kind of look back at this and I'm talking about this again, I see why Boozer got fired because there were certain parts in that game against Miami where he didn't call a timeout. Where he should have called a timeout because, and I'm gonna say this, if I didn't watch the end of the game, but if you have Jrue Holiday in that game, was Jrue Holiday in the game at the end?
I think he was.
Okay, so if you have Jrue Holiday in the game and he's an extension of you as a coach, he should know what plays to call and who the ball goes to. That's my train of thought when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks because at the end of the day, your point guard is an extension of the coach on the court. Okay, so if I respect a player like, and this is what I loved about Rondo. Rondo didn't have to look at Doc Rivers. Rondo knew what to call. Okay, doctor had to call a play out because Rondo already knew what play to call because he was an extension of Doc Rivers on the court. I'm saying if he felt like Jrue Holiday was that type of guy, then I'm okay with that. But apparently he didn't because the play they called was trash. Because Grayson Allen ends up with the ball at the end. You know, I was a little surprised they did fire him, but that leads us into the next question, though, guys. Is who you think is going to be a good replacement for him? And they got a laundry list of players out here. See if I can find it. See who we got here. Okay.
I think it's Nick Nurse.
I think Nick Nurse is one of the coaches that I think could turn that team around. I don't think Nick Nurse, and I don't know why Nick Nurse got fired from Toronto in the first place, because I think they just didn't have no talent there. They got rid of all the talent they had, because anybody that can deal with
Kawhi.
We call it Kawhi. No, what's his nickname though?
The Claw.
Low management. Anybody can deal with low management like he did. To me, that's a plus. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think if Nick Nurse goes to Milwaukee, there's going to be some changes in Milwaukee. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go in if the Clippers say, look, what can we get for low management? Because he can be the number 2 with Giannis there, and you keep Drew Holiday there, and you just think about you keep Drew Holiday there. You keep Giannis there. You bring in Kawhi. That means you're gonna get rid of probably Lopez, and you're probably gonna get rid of Middleton, who's a player option. I think both from player option contract right now, and you build around that right there. So you got 3 dudes that can create off the ball. You got Giannis, you got Drew Holiday, and you got Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? And Nick Nurse already dealt with Kawhi in his low management because of his knee. I think that's a good fit for him. But I'm gonna say this though: there's a lot of coaches out there I think that could probably fit that bill. I'm just gonna go through some of the coaches I have here, and these are notes I have. And if you guys want to chime on it, you can just let me know. Nick Nurse, fans' favorite. Frank Vogel's hot and cold, because how much credit do you really give Frank Vogel for the Lakers winning in the bubble? House candidate is Charles Lee. I don't think he's seasoned enough. Okay. You got Kenny Atkins. I'm okay with that, because Kenny Atkins really didn't get a chance to show his true color with Brooklyn, and they got fired. They fired him and brought in that other dude that I don't like. D'Antonio, teams do not play enough defense, so that's not going to work for Milwaukee. Mark Jackson, I don't see that happening no time soon. Mark's old school. Becky Hammond, she won a title in the WNBA, but is she ready to come? And even though she's been tutored under one of the best coaches in the NBA, could she take on that challenge of being the head coach for the Milwaukee Bucks? James Barago, he good. He's under Pac, so I think he has a chance. Jared Collins, I don't know if their league is ready for that. If I know what I mean. Kevin Young, who is that? Who's Kevin Young? I don't know who Kevin Young is. Anybody know who Kevin Young is? I don't know Kevin Young. I don't know Kevin Young. Yeah. And Jay Larry, what's his name? Mo Larry Jenny. He's a coach. He was with the Celtics, and he left. Larry Nago.
Don't say it right now. Don't say it. Don't say it. We already closed. Don't go there. You know what you could almost say.
He's a seasoned coach, but again, I think that if you're going to make a move, and Nick Nurse is probably going to change that team around, okay, and some pieces are going to be moved. I think if you can keep Giannis, Drew Holiday, Lopez, Who else they got there? Let me look at your roster real quick. But you definitely got to move some players around. Where is the damn ESPN? Okay. There definitely got to be some moves that got to be made. Miami's up 56-48 against New York. I guess it's a half. I'm just waiting for a certain team to lose, and I'm gonna come back with that conversation. It's gonna be hotter than fish grease. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. So let's look at Milwaukee's. Let's look at Milwaukee's depth chart. Okay, so you got Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen. I'm not keen on Grayson. They can get rid of Grayson Allen. I think he just plays a role. I think Chris Middleton's time is gone. Jay Crowder probably signed with somebody else. Portis probably signed with somebody else. Those guys have been there long enough. I'll get rid of Giannis's brother because he ain't. I don't think he can do his head butt somebody. He can't play no basketball. I'm keeping Joe Ingles. I'm getting rid of Pat Connaughton. You got Grogic.
Come to the Celtics.
No, they're looking. Is it Connaughton they was looking at? No. They were looking at. They're looking at McDermott next year.
Yeah, but
Connaughton
with a defensive player.
I feel that.
And he's from Boston.
Yankees are winning 5-2 at top of 6 against the Athletics. Everybody gonna beat them. I could probably beat them. So the thing about it is that they don't have a lot of money. They got a lot of money in the starting five. They don't have a lot of money in. The only person they got a lot of money is probably Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton. They probably got and Ingles actually. That's the players they got the money in, but they could make some moves to free up. They can give up a draft pick or whatever. But I think Nick Nurse is probably the coach for them for real going forward. I think Mike Budenholzer probably would take a year off and come back and coach a team. What team that would be?
I don't know about you, but I don't think he deserves to get fired.
Say that again, Lou.
I don't think he deserves to get fired. They lost in the first round. Everybody expected them to go far, but I think he got a farm back. Because as the best regular season record, just because he got fired. You call that right? No.
So,
I'm sorry.
So I kind of agree with you and I disagree with you. So I'm gonna read something to you, Lou. I was waiting for somebody to bring this up, but it says right here. Mike Budenholzer deserves most of the blame due to his failure to adjust a familiar story, especially for the way he handled the final seconds of regulation in overtime Game 5. Here's a quick rundown on the coach's mistakes that caused the Bucks their season. First, with the Milwaukee Bucks up to just over 2 seconds to go in the regulation, Budenholzer decided to take out Brook Lopez, which makes no sense at all. That's your best rim protector out of everybody out of the game. If the Bucks were up by 3, that would have been a smart move, but they were up by 2, and the coaches voluntarily took their best rim protector out of the game in exchange for Pat Connaughton. Okay. This directly led to the Heat inbounding the ball on a lob to Butler. He needed to make an incredible shot and go away and got away with a push-off, but none of it would have happened if Lopez was in. Then with 0.5 seconds to go in the tied game after the shot, Budenholzer did not call a timeout, a truly baffled decision because it was not like he couldn't carry the timeout in overtime. So take the timeout anyway. They give the guy some rest, settle him down, get the minds right, 0.5 seconds to go, bring in a good play. That particular issue would seal the Bucks' fate in overtime. Down 128-126, with time winding down, Budenholzer just stood by with the 2 timeouts in his pocket as his team dribbled frantically around before Grayson Allison, of all people, ended up with the ball as the time expired. Finley did not realize time was expiring and attempted to Euro step at the buzzer sound. The Bucks were eliminated 5 games on their home court. So That right there is the reason why he got fired, because he didn't call a timeout. Because even if you only got 0.5 seconds on the clock, you call a timeout to get them guys. First of all, you give them a little bit of rest, okay? And if you got 2 timeouts, right, you can even call another timeout to see what type of defense they're going to set up. Then you come back. Now you gave them a little bit more rest, right? So now you come back with no more timeouts left, get the ball in to a good play, and you maybe get a chance or shot to win the game. That as simple as that. I think that's sealed his fate with Milwaukee. But I think he comes back next year. And I'm gonna say this to you. I think the Pacers, not the Pacers, Magics, the Bulls, the Sixers, the Hornets. If their coach gets fired, he's gonna get one of those jobs in the East. Out West, I hate to say this, but I think Phoenix. Well, I think he kept his job because it's 2-2 now, so I'm not gonna put them in there. Minnesota, the Pelicans, Dallas Mavericks, Portland Trailblazers. Those could be jobs for him to have going forward next year if they don't do what they got to do. And there's just a lot of heat on Portland right now with what's his name, Mo, the coach,
in Portland.
Yeah, what's his name? Played with the Celtics. Went to Detroit. The point guard, Chauncey Billups.
Oh, Dame?
No, Chauncey Billups is a coach for out there.
Yeah, Chauncey. Yeah.
Chauncey's he has one more season. Portland's and Portland got to do something because Damian put him on notice. He's like, yo, get it together. But again, Damian, you had opportunity to leave. You didn't want to leave, so you're staying. And now you're going to have to suck it up and deal with whatever comes along because there's no free agents coming to Portland. Portland is not the place that free agents go. Damian, you have to leave Portland to go somewhere to do something. I think you're going to hear Damian's name thrown around a lot this offseason and some trade scenarios that he goes somewhere. And speaking of Kyrie Irving, do you guys think that Kyrie Irving, I think Kyrie Irving does a sign and trade. He's going to get his money, but he's not going to stay in Dallas. These are teams I think that
go to Lakers.
No. Lakers don't have nothing to give, man. Lakers don't have nothing to give.
D'Angelo Russell.
The money ain't gonna match, man. The money's not gonna match. Because if they bring, listen to me. If they were to bring Kyrie in there, that's it. They ain't got no more money left.
No, but I'm saying they do a sign and trade for Kyrie with
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, but the thing about it is D'Angelo Russell might not sign it because he knows he's getting traded. That's my whole thing.
Isn't he already signed?
No. He's a free agent this year.
Oh, so he's a free agent.
He's a free agent too.
Yeah, that's why they're going away from Kyrie now. The organization is going away from Kyrie now because they feel like D'Angelo Russell is that point guard for them going forward. And you know what's weird though, bringing it up, is how funny everybody that LeBron had when he went to LA, he got rid of. Now he bring them all back. Now, I ain't even talking about bringing back Clarkson, Jordan Clarkson come back. You know what I'm saying? You trade him now, you want him to come. Man, I'm like, look, you didn't want to play with me from the very beginning. Why you want to play with me now? Did you want me to help you get a title? No, I ain't doing it, dude. No, simple as that. But these are the teams. These are teams that Kyrie, I think, could possibly. Phoenix Suns. I think it's a great possibility he goes to Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul steps down, goes in front office, or he goes out and ponders how to figure out how to not to have a hamstring pull at the end of the season. I don't understand how this happens all the time with this dude. We know that hamstring pulls are, once you get one, you have a tendency of getting more. But you stretch that thing out, man. You stretch it out. And what is he not? Why he don't do that is beyond me, man. Do you think Chris Paul is a Hall of Famer?
He's old. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Lou, you think Chris Paul is a Hall of Famer?
I think Chris Paul. No.
Yeah, I think he's borderline, Mo. I think he's borderline.
He ain't borderline. He's already in. He's got like six defensive.
Okay, defensively, defensively, yeah. Okay, you're right. He's been on all defensive team a couple of times. Yep. So I give him credit for that.
I think six times.
13. So we got Kyrie Irving, we got the Phoenix Suns, we got the Los Angeles Clippers, we got the Miami Heat, and the Milwaukee Bucks. So if you're the Bucks, do you trade Drew Holiday for Kyrie? I say no, because Drew Holiday gives you defense and offense. Do you trade him for Kyle Lowry? I say yes, because Kyle Lowry's a little long in the tooth, and if Miami wants to compete next year, they need to definitely they need to upgrade that position. The Clippers have who at point guard now? Because I know John Wall's back in Houston. Houston, we got a problem. I left here. I can't. Who they have?
Russell Westbrook.
They made him point guard?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was a two guard.
No, Paul George is the two guard. Kawhi is the small forward.
Yo, but if you was
Eric Gordon is there too.
I think Eric Gordon might end up leaving, free agent wise. John Wall, if you're John Wall, how do you feel that you got traded to Houston? They told you sit down, relax, don't worry about nothing. Go out, get your grub on, and we're gonna trade you at when we feel that you need. We trade you.
They didn't trade him. They cut him.
They cut him. They cut him. There was a buyout, right? He did the buyout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did the buyout. Then he went to Michigan.
It goes to the Clippers and get traded back to
Right back to Houston.
Houston, we got a problem. Houston. We got a problem. So
yeah, we do.
I think that he ends up going somewhere else. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would love to see John Wall in a Sixers uniform. I think that complements them on the backside of because he plays a little defense. Not a lot, but he plays more than what the dude they got right now. We didn't get a chance to talk about DeAndre. We did talk about Giannis. We didn't get a chance to talk about the situation in Dallas. As far as Kyrie, if he's gonna stay, we just talked about him going somewhere else because we got about like 8 minutes left. But there was something else I wanted to. Okay. So as a Celtic fan, okay. To me, the series should be over. Okay. Or we should be at least up 3-1. What I'm seeing is a lack of IQ on certain players at certain times of the game. Jaylen Brown, I gotta call you out, bro. I'm sorry. You don't need a double. You don't need a double Embiid in an overtime game. The guy is pulling the shorts like he's trying to pull him down. Because he don't want to play no more. Whenever you start pulling your shorts, as a basketball player, oh, we got him. We got him now, baby. And he was pulling his shorts in the second quarter, right? But they had to pull that game out. Going down 3-1, it was pretty much over going back to Boston. But I feel confident in Boston going back to Boston because we let that slip away. Marcus Smart had an open three. He missed that one. Then he makes the one at the end where the ball's still in his hand. I think they took too much time to run the play. Some people say that Joe doesn't use the timeouts well enough, but I'm going to say this to them. I think the Boston Celtics is seasoned enough to know what play to run without Joe calling a timeout because they did run the play that they're supposed to run both times. Marcus Smart missed the shot. The last one they ran it too late. So I think sometimes when that situation right there, you don't take a timeout for the simple fact that if you take a timeout, then you allow them to put in another defensive player, right? You agree with that, Mo?
I agree, but at the same time, man. Just thinking about where we came from with Brad Stevens with the best late game calls or the best out of timeout calls. Brad Stevens was awesome at that. Ami was good at that. Joe doesn't call timeouts. So the hardest part that I have it is both times
He did it in overtime. We got a good shot. I mean, before in regular, we got a good shot, but at the same time, we didn't make it. You just gave up a 3 to go down by 1 point. Your players are not in the right mental space. You take a timeout to refocus them, and that's the problem. First of all, Marcus didn't run the ball up. Second of all, Tatum got the ball with 7 seconds and took 2 breaths. Didn't start anything until 5 seconds. So that means the players weren't ready. You take a timeout to get them ready, to get them mentally ready. And that's the problem. And that's why we didn't win that game yesterday. We had a 5-point lead with 2 minutes left. You got to kill that. You got to finish that. That's what we're not doing right now. And that's on Joe. You're still muted.
I think one of the biggest plays was when Al Horford blocked Johnson. I mean, when he blocked Embiid's shot underneath the basket, and he couldn't get that rebound. That was huge. If we get that rebound, the game's pretty much over at that point. They got to foul us. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And you know, the thing about it is my boy that I put on Facebook, I blast him for not answering his phone. He ain't called me with a win because Philly lost again. They lost 2 out of 3 to Boston, right? And even though they won yesterday, he ain't picked the phone and called me. He gonna say to me, I'm telling you, he gonna say to me, man, I was feeling good. Oh, where can I get my sandwich? I told him it's gonna be a gentleman's sweep. I said we're gonna win the next 4 games in a row. I said gentleman's sweep. So when I told you, I'm like, yo, where can I get my sandwich? I was like, yo, you're not getting no sandwich because you didn't pick up your phone when I told you. He called me all day that day. MVP calling you. MVP. I was like, yo, stop, man. Just stop. I said, stop. I said, stop, man. I said, Tug, just stop. Just stop, Tug. I said, come on, man. I said, we already made the bet. Why are you calling me again? MVP. There's MVP on the phone. Where you watching the game? I said, I'm watching the game at home like I always do. He said, why you don't go out and watch the game on the streets? I said, because I want to hear the game. I said, I can't go to a bar and watch this game. I said, because it's too much noise. I want to hear what go on. That's the type of player. That's the person I am. I want to hear what happened. Why this happened? Why that happened? Call me again. MVP. MVP, this EMBIID. This EMBIID. Yo, he said to me, this is what he said to me. He said, yeah, the governor gave everybody off in Philly. I said, so he gave everybody off in Philly? He said, yeah. I said, the governor did? He said, yeah. I said, so why he didn't get nobody else in the state of Pennsylvania off? He said, what do you mean? I said, you said the governor. Yeah, the governor. You said the governor. He said, yeah, I said the governor. I said, but he's the governor of the whole state. Why he didn't get nobody else off? Oh, no, I meant the mayor. I said, yeah, get it right, man. I said, get it right. He said, yeah, man, they gave him the time. They gave everybody time. I said, okay. I guess they're going to pay everybody for taking time off. But when they lost that game, my phone did not ring. I mean, I called him up. I didn't call him right away. I called him like 10, 20 minutes later. Ring. This person has not set up a voicemail. Yeah. I said, oh, and he ain't called me. Usually call me in the morning. The Phillies won last night. I thought he would have called me. We smacked Phillies around right before that. You know, we took 2 out of 3. We took 3 out of. We took 3 from them, swept Philly and all that good stuff right there. You know, but my thing is, if you stay humble, you ain't gotta worry about it, man. I'm a humble dude, but I'm telling you right now, Sixer fans, beware, because we about to pound y'all tomorrow night. It's over. It's over. It's another 30. If we don't win by 30, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna say that right now. Be mad. We let 2 games slip away from us that we should have. Well, actually, 1 game slip away from us. And that game, even though the game went overtime, Sixers played a good game. They did a good game. You know, and they said Doc gave old boy some gospel music to listen to, knowing that he just came back from Vegas. How you gonna give James Harden gospel music to listen to? And this man, he went to Vegas the night before, and God knows what he did in Vegas. God only knows what he did in Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
We know what he did. Same thing he did in Houston.
Oh man! So right now the score is 65 Miami, 58 New York. So we got Golden State down 1-2 against LA. Mo, what you got? Who you got tonight between LA and Golden State?
Golden State.
Lou, who you got? Golden State? Lakers. I got the Lakers too. I think Lakers gonna beat them. I think I want to see how well they play against Denver, because Denver is quiet. Remember we said nobody's scared of Denver. Somebody need to be scared of, even though they haven't been where they're at right now. They up to it's 2-2 against, and they don't have Chris Paul either. That says a lot for Durant and the rest of that team. So they balling, but I got Denver coming out the east. I mean out the west. And I want the Lakers to go. I want the Lakers to lose to them, because then the Lakers gonna say, "Oh, we got everything we need on this team. We ain't gonna change nothing." When you play a whole year with that team, you're gonna have a whole different. Oh man, look how bad they did what they did, how they done what they do, what they did. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So, you guys, we got down to right there at 9 o'clock. Anything, Lou? Anything good, Lou? You gotta say?
No, I think I covered it.
Okay.
I'll just do one thing though. On Saturday's show, it's going to be a special day. It's going to be ladies' night. So I encourage all the boys out there, whether you're a new mother or less than years, I hope you call in on Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. By the way, guys, you're welcome too.
Lou, that's a good shot, man. I ain't did ladies' night in a long time, man. I may do that last Friday of the month.
I made that a tradition.
Yeah, maybe I can get some ladies to call in, because I ain't had ladies call in.
I also do a congrats in June.
Yeah, I got to do that again. Mo, what you got?
I hate Philly. I'm still on that kick. I ain't getting up back there for a while. You saw the video I sent you. She hated Philly too.
Yeah, that was just dumb. How you put a gate up?
You put a door up on your outside on your first step.
And you know, when I saw that at first, I was like, "Yo, they looked at my cousin's house." I did. I thought
your cousin live in Philly.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, fam. All right, guys. We're gonna see y'all next Monday. If things is right, and man, I'm about to give Dana his pink slip.
Nope, I'm calling Dana out. I want to talk to Dana about the Lakers versus the Celtics.
He don't want to hear that. He don't want to hear that.
Of course he don't. He don't want to show up. He don't want to show up.
All right.
Black Tony.
So here we go.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC, where you can find the best in sports talk television and radio shows. Mondays, check out the Just a Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your hosts, Kevin L. Dixon and Dana Clark. Then Tuesday, we have the Stars Talking Cowboys Sports Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern with your hosts, K-Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. And on Wednesday, tune in for the Out the Block Sports Talk Show from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with hosts Robert Lewis, Donna Hainsworth, and Brett Shields. Then meet up with us on Saturday for the Enhanced Sports Talk Show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern with hosts Lou Tenor and Steve Davidson. We also have the DMV Sports Talk Show from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern with your host Razul McGee. As well, we have the Shamrock Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern with Igor Mintic and Andy Vernon. Finally, rounding out the week, we have on Sunday, That's Not How We See It Sports Talk Show from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern with your host, Alfred Wallace, Tony Wallace, and Harold Robinson III. These shows come to you by way of the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the large city with the large heart. From St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Basketball from BMORE, Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. We throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. Be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on Star107FM.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening to the